everybody, my name is Kevin and welcome back from our last video, the transition metals of the periodic table part 1. Now we are moving on to part 2. If you want to learn more about the first 14 elements of the periodic table, then watch our newest video and latest one, which is the periodic table transition metals part 1. Okay, first the element of this video. Technetium. Well, first, it's really hard to pronounce, so first I thought it was pronounced like technetium. What a ridiculous name. Okay, so its chemical symbol is Tc and its atomic number is 43. Atomic mass 98 units. It is highly radioactive and its atoms are unstable and break down very quickly. It is named after the Greek word technetos, which means artificial. Well, it is the first artificial element created in the world. Could you believe that? Okay, so next, for our next element, ruthenium. Ru atomic number 44. Its atomic mass is 101.07. The Latin name for Russia, Ruthenia, inspired the element's name. It can be used to turn coal into liquid petroleum, and it is used to make X-ray machines and solar cells using this process. 17. Palladium. PD number 46. Atomic mass 106.42. It is added with gold to make jewelry. Well, kind of like a type of white gold jewelry then. While palladium chloride is actually used in sensors that detect harmful carbon monoxide. Also, like in smoke detectors, when they're containing radioactive americium. But instead, this is just palladium chloride. Next is rhodium. Its name is RH and its atomic number is 45. Atomic mass 102.906 units. It is named after the Latin word rhodon. It is one of the rarest elements in the world. The annual production of rhodium is actually just a mere 30 tons. Oh my goodness, that's very rare. It is used in a car's catalytic converter, which is used to remove poisonous gases from the exhaust fumes. Well, the next element, 19, is really popular and you must have been heard of. Silver. It has a really strange nickname, Ag, and has an atomic number of 47. Atomic mass, 107.868. Like other rare metals, silver is actually found pure in nature. It stays shiny for a while, just like other metals, but it slowly reacts with sulfur in the air to create a black tarnish, which is unlikely with other metals, which rarely corrode. Next, cadmium. CD number 48. Atomic mass 112.414. It's extracted as an impurity when scientists tried to extract zinc from its ore. Cadmium was once used to make yellowish paint, but is no longer used as it's known to be highly toxic. So now what are the uses of it when it's so toxic? It is used for rechargeable batteries instead of paint. another option, okay? Hafnium, number 21. I mean 20 iron. Oh yeah, 21. HF, number 72 in the periodic table. Atomic mass 178.49 units. Under zirconium, there was a gap that chemists couldn't find it for many years. Well, do you know what that gap means? No, not the type of shirt that I like to wear. Well, a gap is like a hole or something. So now, for example, you have a chart. Or, for example, a chocolate bar. When you open it, then you could see it's a full chocolate bar. But when a cockroach or your sister crumbles a little part of it, then it's not full. And that's why it's called a gap. And the periodic table is just like that. Well, just like you have a table and then you use a dagger to puncture through one of the holes. Well, it turns out the gap is actually hafnium, which is found in the mineral crystal zircon, and zircon is actually an ore of zirconium. Well, why? Couldn't you even know that hafnium has a really large atomic number compared to zirconium, but they are almost identical? Oh my goodness. Next is tantalum, Ta number 73 in the periodic table. Okay, I'm just calling it table from now. Okay, its atomic mass 180.948. It is named after Tantalus, a figure in Greek mythology. It does not actually corrode easily, and that is why it is used to make capacitors, which are tiny devices for storing electricity inside phones and tablets, which is actually what I just learned today. 23. Tungsten, W, number 74 in the table. Atomic mass 183.84. It has the highest melting point ever at the scorching 3,414 degrees Celsius. Well, that's more than half the degrees of the sun. Well, it is used to make light bulb filaments to resist the heat. Tungsten is mixed with carbon to make tungsten carbide, a compound that is used to strengthen metal tools. Number 24, rhenium, Re, number 75 in the table. Atomic mass 186.027 units. Liquid rhenium will not boil until it is at 5,590 degrees Celsius. Well, you know, that is almost the exact temperature of the surface of the sun. Get it? Okay, so because of its high boiling point, rhenium is used to make strong alloys for X-ray machines, and also the exhaust nozzles for jet fighters and rockets. Well, you know, I'll tell you this fact, is that rhenium has the highest boiling point ever. Okay. So next one, iridium. IR 77 in the periodic table. Atomic mass 192.2.2. 2.7. 217. One of the most rarest elements on the planet is iridium, and it is especially seen in the Badlands of South Dakota, USA. Scientists think iridium was distributed by the meteorite that made the dinosaurs extinct. Osmium, OS-76, atomic mass 190.23. Oops, I accidentally said degrees instead. So now it's units, okay? The densest element in the world is actually osmium. So, how could you say this? You want more proof? Well then, 1 cubic centimeter of osmium is 22 times heavier than the same amount of water. Oh my goodness. Osmium oxide can be mixed with oil for police investigators who examine fingerprints. Oopsie. I accidentally almost said finger pants because it's just like that in my notebook. Next, platinum. PT-78, atomic mass 195.084, comes from the name platina, meaning little silver. Although the Maya civilization had used this metal for centuries, it was only in the 1750s that Spanish explorers brought it back to Europe. And finally, you have known this already, I think. Except if you are 3, okay? So you don't watch this video if you're 3. So it is gold, Au-79, atomic mass 196.967. Gold is very soft and easy to shape. 1 cubic centimeter of gold can be drawn into a wire 165 meters long without even breaking. Could you even understand that? It is only 1 cubic centimeter. And you know, if you have 1 pound of gold, then you could stretch it more than 500 meters. Oh my goodness. Well, how about its malleability? Well, it could be hammered into foil that is 1 square centimeter. Oh my goodness. I mean 1 square meter. Not 1 square centimeter. That will be very gross. Because of this, gold has been used extensively in making jewelry for thousands of years. So, after this presentation about all the metals in the 14 next elements of the transition metals, what do you think about this video? If you like it, then subscribe for us. Or if you think it's way too bad for me to miscorrect a few words, then don't do anything. That's my recommendation, okay? So I think it's time to say goodbye and see you next time in the periodic table part 3 with 10 elements, okay?